Right now, there is a major shift happening. All of the things that you've been letting go of, all of the old beliefs, the old behaviors that don't serve you anymore, they are really starting to fade away. And you are starting to step into these new beliefs and these new healthy behaviors that you've been working toward. So you're really in this transition. You are in the middle of those two worlds, and it's as if you have one foot in the old behaviors and one foot in the new behaviors. And it is a weird place to be. It feels very awkward. And because you are in this in between, it's difficult to see what lies ahead. And you are forced to only look at the few steps that you are taking right now, because you do not have access to those future steps, to what lies ahead. And it can feel very scary. It feels like you're in the dark, but you need to understand that it's normal with where you are right now in this period of time, in this period of transition. It's normal to not have access to that information, to be really forced to look down at like I said, the few steps you are taking. And it's normal. It's part of the process. And you also need to understand that you are still safe, because it is very human to want to know what comes ahead so that we can prepare. But during this time, it's very important for you to have this blind faith and this blind trust. You just have to trust that you are okay and that you are safe, even though you don't absolutely know what's going on, what will happen, and what comes next. You need to just trust without having any proof. You need to blindly trust that it is safe to take the next step and then the next one after that. Also because that's all you see right now. That's all you see, the next step and maybe the next one after that, but then the future ones later than that, you don't have access to that information. And it also falls into the understanding that you are able to improvise, because it is normal to want to prepare for any given scenario, but you also need to understand that you are very capable of improvising. And when those future scenarios that you don't know of, when they will arise, believe in yourself. Believe that you will be able to deal with them when they come, because you will. And know that you will have your own back, and you do have your own back. You're not going to let yourself be in danger like that. What I mean is that when the situation will arise, you're gonna do your best to deal with it the best way possible, because you have your own back like that. You back yourself up. So take a breath, take a moment, and remind yourself of that you have your own back. You always do your best to react the best way you can, and you always do your best to do what's best for you. Remind yourself of that. Remind yourself of it. And during this time of transition, it's really important to continue those habits that you've been doing, to let go of those old behaviors that don't long that that no longer serve you. It's it's very enticing to want to forget about them and put them to the side, ignore them, and then try to see what lies ahead. But what you need to understand, like I said, you have one foot in these old beliefs, and one foot in these old behaviors, and one foot in the new behaviors. So what I'm trying to say is that you're not yet at the point when you can really fully put all of your attention to these new beliefs and behaviors. It's important to still give them attention because that's where you're headed. But again, you're not fully done with those old beliefs and old behaviors. And if you just ignore them and put them to the side, they will come back because, like I said in my last video, they still fight to stay alive. So if you just ignore them, they will continue to fight. And if you don't, I guess, not fight back, but if you don't do the work of acknowledging them and doing what is necessary to understand them and understand where they come from, and I explained it in my last video, open the door and let them walk out and understand, no, see, we don't need you anymore. Thank you so much for coming. Now you can leave. If you don't do that, if you just ignore them and only focus on what's ahead, these old behaviors, they will come right back and try to grab you again. So in this transition, you need to, it's very particular because you're really pulled in two different ways. Your attention is being pulled in two different ways, and your energy is being pulled in two different ways. And that's why it's very important to be careful and be mindful of what you do, and remind yourself that, again, in another one of my videos, I think it was the last one, I don't remember, but I said that remind yourself that these are two different timelines. Okay, so the fact that you're being pulled in two different ways, in two different ways, but remind yourself that you can always press pause on the new timeline if you need to take care of this old timeline, and take the time for it. Press pause. You won't miss anything. You're not going to miss anything because you're putting in a pause to come back later to it. So press pause and then come back over here to the old timeline and see there's a trigger that came up. Okay, hold on. What is the trigger? Let's identify the trigger. Okay, what is the source? What happened? What gave me this trigger? And understand, okay, it makes me feel this way. It makes me feel this type of way. And see, it's bringing up this old belief that I had growing up in childhood. But this belief, is it really true? Does it serve me today? Oh, well, no, actually it doesn't. And see, the truth is different than that belief. What that belief makes me believe. And you can see, okay, see, that this is something I can let go of. So very respectfully, thank the trigger. You can say thank you to the trigger. Thank you for bringing this up to me, because I do know that it's something that I want to work on. And after you've dissected it, like I explained, then you can again open the door for it and say, okay, well, thank you so much for coming, and truly I won't be needing your services anymore, and I'm letting you go so you can walk out the door. And when you're done dealing with this, then you can go back and press play to that new timeline. And again, it's very particular because you are really being asked to divide your attention to these two timelines and these old behaviors and these new behaviors, but it all resides in the way that you organize your attention, the way that you share your you use your energy, and you what you put your attention to. It's like having more than one project that you're working on. You can't you can multitask, but what is I feel what is often very well, no, if they're two different projects, usually what you would want to do is that you plan some time to work on this project. Oh, I'm going to do 1 hour on this project. And then later you do, okay, I'm going to take another hour for this other project. And what I'm trying to say is that don't expect yourself to take care of everything all at once at the same time. Use your time wisely, and be mindful of the way that you use your time, and you use your energy to deal with those things, one thing at a time. It's not fair to yourself to have this, well, to expect yourself to single-handedly let go of old behaviors and take care of those triggers, and also try to really implement those new beliefs and new behaviors. And I'm saying that yes, you can do both during the same month, for example, during the same, just in your life in general. But I'm talking like minute to minute, anyways. I think I've explained it enough. And I also wanted to say that this period of time, this period of transition it's kind of, I don't want to say forcing you, but it's, during this time, it's very important for you to be careful of the way that you perceive what you are living, and even where you are right now in this transition. For you to really succeed in this transition, it's very important for you to I want to say, that's not what I want to say. I was going to say stay positive. That's not what what I mean. What I mean is, I guess, be strategic about it. Don't, it's if you really do get discouraged, it's really normal. Welcome it, and so be there to support yourself through it. But be very aware and mindful of the way that you perceive this transition. Don't fall into the trap. Don't fall into the trap of feeling so defeated and feeling so overwhelmed. And again, it's normal to feel those emotions, and you need to welcome them and support yourself. But during this time, it is very important for you to look at it in a strategic way. Sorry. And to also keep in mind what you are benefiting from it, from that transition. Because your mindset especially during this time, it is so important for your success, and also just for you, for the way that you're going to experience this transition, for you to not falling into for you to not fall into this overwhelm and this fear and um this I forget the word. But yes, your mindset is very important at this time, especially if you want to, yes, you do want to succeed. And exactly that mindset will help you do exactly what I was talking about choosing wisely where and when you put your attention, and where and when you use your energy, and for what purpose. And you are also brought to prioritize the silent moments with yourself. Have you been noticing that lately, when you go to listen to music or maybe put on a podcast, it doesn't, a lot of the times, it just doesn't really feel aligned, and you don't feel like it, and you end up not listening for long, and then you end up choosing to remove your headphones and just being silent with your thoughts, or just looking around. It's really, it's not for nothing. It's there's a purpose to that. I believe that there's a purpose to that, and that this transition is asking for you to use those moments, to prioritize those moments when you can be with yourself, you don't have any distractions, and you can really have those silent moments, and to feel within yourself, and to notice who you are and where you are in your life and how you feel, especially because this transition, it's moving a lot of pieces within yourself, within your person. So it does absolutely make sense that you are called to go back to yourself, and to not give in to those distractions so much. And not that music is distracting, I just mean I just mean all of that content, even though it's really good, even though it's really good for you to listen to music, for you to listen to podcasts, and learn new things and just feel good with your music. This transition is just, it's very important for you to be here for yourself right now at this time, as all of those pieces within yourself are moving, and these getting rid, it's like a spring cleaning within yourself. And it's very important to be there with yourself, because you don't want to lose yourself through that process. You need to reorient yourself a lot of the time, very often during this time. And it's normal. It's normal, as you're getting rid of things. You're getting rid of things that you felt familiar with. It felt somewhat like some sort of home. And you are getting accustomed to new things that will eventually become familiar, and it will become like your home. So it's a transition. It's absolutely a transition. And again, I will say it again, it's very important for you to be there with yourself, and prioritize those silent moments, so that you can, even though you can't orient yourself by knowing what is ahead, what lies ahead, like I was talking about in the beginning of the video. Even though you can't orient yourself that way in the steps that you are going to make in the future, now is the time to orient yourself within yourself, inside, with taking the time to feel how you are. Meditate if you meditate, or journal if you journal. Orient yourself within yourself, because right now that is very, very important. It's absolutely important. And what is also important is that you need again you need to just trust, without any proof of it, blindly trust that you will be okay, and you will go to the other side. You will go past the transition. It's just that right now you need to get through it, and it's okay, and you're safe while you get through it. Be there for yourself and support yourself, and just blindly trust that you will get to the other side and that you will be okay, and everything will work in your favor. And this transition is being beneficial to you. It will benefit you right now. It does benefit you right now while you're in the transition, but it will also benefit you greatly after, when you will be done with the transition. Just right now, again, your mindset is very important, and just keep in mind that you will be okay and you will get through, and you are being supported by yourself. You are supporting yourself, because you have your own back. So just keep this in mind, and make sure that you do have this solid mindset, this solid base to step on, and you will be okay. You will be okay, because you are capable. You are capable of making that transition. You are capable of getting through this period of time of transition. You are stepping into a new space, and it's only a matter of being acquainted to it, and slowly and gradually being more familiar with it. And the future is bright. It will absolutely benefit you greatly. And it's part of the process.